I know today's main video is about Glorilla, but let's kind of rewind and talk about the topic at hand, which is really about black women in their femininity, or possibly, for some, the lack thereof. The last 10 to 15 years on social media, you've been hearing guys talk about it on social media posts, now on YouTube, and even on TikTok. And sometimes these people are not black. Remember this video by the older millennial that went viral on TikTok?
Society has this really weird obsession with stripping the femininity away from black women.
All right, look, I'm sure this is going to get me into trouble, but I want to hear everybody's opinion on this. And please understand, I realize I'm making this observation as a white dude. That's why I want to hear everybody else's opinion. So she says that society is stripping away the femininity of black women. However, throughout my life, I've met very few feminine black women. Like seriously, when I think about all the women I've encountered in my life, and I think specifically about the black ones, I can honestly say that there's only been 1 or 2 instances where they've been feminine. The vast majority of black women I've encountered have been brusque and aggressive. And even though a ton of them have been absolutely fucking gorgeous, they were significantly more masculine than they were feminine. In the way they acted, not the way they looked. So my question is, do you think it's society doing it? Or is it just the behaviors of black women in society today?
And that particular video caused a lot of stir. It even got response videos such as this one.
He doesn't care. He doesn't want to understand because he's asking everyone else's opinions but ours. But that's expected of him. Not even going to really address that. What I'm going to address, if you want to know why we aren't feminine, well, racism, but also we are feminine when we have somebody else be masculine. Why is that comment section all up and ran through with black men talking ish about us? What is that about? I mean, we know what it's about, but if you want to know why we have tough exteriors, there you go. But what's so sad is I know plenty of black men in real life who stand by us 10 toes down. So I don't know what's up with these men, but if they want to know why we're masculine, to them, that's why, because these are the same men who don't make us feel safe, who don't defend us, who don't take care of us. So why the hell would we be feminine with you? The men who are, we are. They've got us.
So with that being the basis of our argument, we're going to talk about popular rapper Glorilla. So Glorilla is from Memphis, and she has a lot of support. I think it's because she's relatable to some people in the black community. Definitely, I mean, I can relate to her. She's funny, she's outgoing, but she's quite graphic. I mean, there is that song called Nut Quick in F Jigga Free. And then it was just a few days ago, she talked about she would let her men put, booty clapping sound. Yeah, like the fluid that comes out of a man. Yeah, like she would let him put that fluid on her food and she would eat it. But then this one is a little interesting because Glorilla said also this, and I think that I'm gonna let this brother here on YouTube talk about it.
Imagine you're about to spend the night with Glorilla, but under the covers just smells like dookie. She said she wears dark colors because shit stains be all over her underwear. Nah, you just don't wipe your butt properly. Take that $5.50 that you give your assistant and invest in some good toilet paper.
So you see, that's what she said. Believe telling this to Complex that, she doesn't like to wear panties that are non-black or white ones because it shows dookie stains, and a lot of women have that problem. Okay, let me just talk about this. And I know this is a tough conversation. I know the guy saying that because you don't wipe yourself enough. All right, let's assume that's true. Okay, why would you even say something like that? Obviously, we know that women are human. They go to the restroom. We know that sometimes they have the ability to smell bad. Women have more water fluids than men do. We get it, right? I mean, that everybody can have a good or a bad day. Can I get some farting sounds? We get it. But the fact is, why would you say that? And that's the thing. It's not ladylike to say stuff like that. It's a turn off. when you say stuff like that. It's a lack of femininity. Like when we look at women as the guys, we know inherently that women go to the bathroom, but as a man, we don't want to think about women going to the restroom. We like to think that women don't go to the restroom. Like every time I've thought about having a girlfriend or a wife or anything, one of the things I never think about is her in the restroom, because we don't want to think about it like that. We want to think of women, you know, with a soft tone of voice. You know, that doesn't mean that she's a pushover. It doesn't mean that she is weak, because a woman can still be just as strong in her discernment without having to raise her voice. You know, we want to look at women as being pretty, as being, you know, caring, loving. That's how men want to think about women. But then when you talk about a lack of femininity, and then you have women that talk like that or that look in a certain way, women get mad and want to push back on it and call it racism. But let's just be honest. You have a lot of black women out there who don't mind Glorilla, who don't mind Lizzo, who don't mind wearing the bonnets outside. For a lot of sisters, that's the way to go. You know, wearing house slippers to Walmart and going outside in your rollers. Not for all women, but it happens. And I noticed that when I lived in Poland, you would never see nothing like that. You would never see a woman go to the store in her rollers, go to the store in flip-flops, you know, go to the store in a bonnet. It's something you never see happen in Poland, something you never see happen in Europe. It's just that people cared about their appearance enough to say, I am a lady, I'm a lady in this society. I'm going to carry myself as that. Now, I want to go back to the video, the second video I played, where the lady was talking about that the reason why sisters are not feminine is because the men are not providing for them to make them feminine. And I do believe that femininity does come from a presence of masculinity too. That's also true. And black men definitely can do a better job in harnessing that women from black women. But now, here's what I want to talk about. In the case of Glorilla, she clearly tells you what kind of guy she's looking for. And the kind of guys that she talks about, these are not responsible men. These are guys who are most likely dealing in illicit or illegal activities, guys from the streets. So at the same time, are you looking to be masculine and deal with guys that you know that won't bring the femininity out on purpose, just so that you can have a reason to say that you're not being feminine? But then you don't want somebody to question black femininity. And that's what I'm saying. It doesn't look good for the ladies out there who, you know, if you're in front of somebody that's non-black and you're talking like, well, I want to hide my dookie stains. Like what person talks like that? And it doesn't make it makes a man not, it really turns a man off, you know? It makes a man not want to take you seriously when you talk like that. I'm just gonna be real. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson. Back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.